I'm done. I don't want to hear this thing sing anymore. I'm like, oh god, what the hell? So Mac just walks away from Japan, and he sees Godzilla taking the diarrhea dump, and he's like, oh shit! Everything is in slow motion now, and he's like, what the hell? I mean, like, Japan is ruined. It is ruined with diarrhea. Oh my god, that is some crazy shit. I mean, Japan, God bless you. I'm gonna donate $50 million to you now when Mac gets home safely. Maybe. But anyway, Mac goes to another part of Japan, and then he goes into a club, and then he meets Panty, and then she's like, oh yeah, how big is your gun? And then Mac's like, my gun's an alright size, anyone can handle it. And Panty's like, oh yeah, and then Mac's like, what the hell? And then 5 minutes later, they go like, alright. And then Panty's like, you know what? That thing is small as hell. Get out, get out. And then he leaves. He's crying because Panty rejected him, and she's like, what the hell? And then the priest comes, and Mac's like 12 years old. And then that priest comes, garter belt, and he's like, hey kid, you want to see my secret stash of candy? And Mac's like, what the hell? And then garter belt just throws him in there. And just like, oh my god.
Mm, well,
Whew, that was some awesome water. Oh, alright. So anyway, I don't even know where Mac is
best
just
of
like,
it.
oh my god, I gotta get out of Japan. Everyone wants to visit the shit. I'm like, what the hell? Why does everyone want to visit Japan? It is not that important. It is not that good. If I want to get smothered in diarrhea, I will go up to a factory and go like, eat this. She'll go like, what the hell? But it'll be safer than living in Japan. Oh my god. And Mac is like, oh my god, I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to fight. And then the garter belt just goes like, nah, punches into China. Then he sees every family with one baby. And I'm like, oh my god, why?
Godzilla.
Why? Mac's like, why here? And then Hitler comes, and he goes like, der Wiener Schnitzel. And Mac's like, what the hell? And then Hitler
Yes.
punches him. Punches him all the way to Russia. And then like Stalin is like, ah yeah, man, I'm people say I'm worse than Hitler because I died of old age, bitches. Old age. The Mac's like, screw this. He shoots the hell out of Stalin. Shoots him everywhere. There's blood, there's guts, there's cheese, there's everything in Stalin. He just blows up. And then out of nowhere, out of freaking nowhere, the blue Power Ranger comes and goes like, go, go, Power Rangers! And then all the rest of the Rangers come in and they go like, oh yeah, we just beat communism. And Mac's like, what the hell, I did. And the Power Rangers are like, screw this shit. And then they just kick him in the balls. He flies all the way back to Kentucky, his home. He's like, you know what, I've had the worst day ever. Could this get any worse? And then, of course, Dr. Light comes in with a karate gear. He kicks him in the face, and he goes like, what the hell? And then Dr. Light's like, oh, my back, I broke my back. I can't think we're capsules now. Oh. And Mac's like, what the hell? And Dr. Light's like, you have to save the Reploids. You are my only hope. The other guy I have to trust is an emo. I
We all
don't
are.
like that. So you are gonna save the world. Matt's like, hell no, and he kills Dr. Light. Kills Dr. Light. I'm gonna give you a minute to absorb that.
Absorbed. Continue.
Okay, it was a minute and done. So anyway, Dr. Light is dead. I'm gonna give you another minute in case you didn't believe it.
Damn.
So anyway, Mac's like, you know what? I'm just gonna go to bed and forget this ever happened. He goes to bed, dreams a large kangaroo. Kangaroo's like, hop in me pouch, mate. And Mac's like, hell no. And he wakes up from his dream. And then he tries to dream of something else that is not about this at all. Then, oh my god, what the hell? You know what happens next? There's some guy, like tight pants, he goes like, triangle kick! And Mac's like, what the hell? Like, triangle kick! Oh, such a pain. Then Mac goes like, what the hell? And then he's like, you know what? Where's my brother? Then he sees his little brother. His name is Belgium, like named after Germany. His brother is named after a
Yes.
state. What the hell? And then you know who their mother is walking in with a maid outfit? Steve Urkel. Yeah, that's right. He's their mother. Matt's like, what the hell? My mother was Britney Spears. Steve Urkel's like, wrong. And then Mike Bison comes out of nowhere playing some Pokemon. And he's like, yes, yes, I got a Victini. And then everyone looks at him with a gentleman face. And all four of them go like, what the hell, what the hell, what the hell, what the hell. Oh my god, what the hell. Mac is like, I can't take this. People are gonna ruin me. I have to find some place to live. So Mac goes to the barn. And he finds a sheep. He finds a nice little sheep. And he's like, oh my god, it's a sheep. I'm gonna hug it. And then the sheep,
She's
it
recording.
grows horns. It's not a sheep, it's a cow. Then since the cow, it's a lady. Only cows are female. So we're gonna call this thing Sheep Cow Lady. And all she does is go like, moo. And then she punches Mac the other side of the barn. And then there comes another cow with tentacles in there. And Mac's like, ow shit. And then he runs away, going like, what the hell? The tentacles trip him, and then they drag him in slowly. A shark, and then the music plays like, dun dun. Dun dun. Out of nowhere, Shark Frog jumps out of a small pond, and I emphasize small. The thing is like 5 feet by 3 feet and like 2 inches deep. He jumps out of it and bites the cow, and like he rips off her head. And I feel like poor cow. But then there's like 50 million others of them, and they're staring at the shark like, they're angry as hell. Mac's like, what the hell? So then he runs out of there, and then Shark Frog, he dies from a flower, again on his abs, the fish fister. He punches the shit out of that shark. He has like a 618 punch combo. He's already dead, but the fight doesn't replay unless he hits the ground, and he hit that thing over 600 times. Like, Ace, you fucking monster. What the hell? Don't need overkill like that.
20 more.
Nowhere, Zero comes out of nowhere. He's like, hey Mac, you're my sidekick. Mac's like, where the hell are we? What the hell? And then Zero's like, this is Sigma's base. You're gonna fight Vile. And then Mac's like, what the hell? So they go fight Vile, and Zero's like, now it's gonna die. Zero just comes out of nowhere and goes like, it's time for me to die. When he does so, he dies. What the hell? Our main protagonist just died. What the hell? What's up with that? So Mac has to fight Vile now, all by himself without anything. Thank God the Kevilnator comes. So it's like, I'ma kill ya. And then Vile blows up. He blows up like in that Pantheon stocking show, and Ghost blows up. It's on a paper mache model out of nowhere. And they blow that up. And then Vile's like, why the hell did you blow that up? That looked good. And then Mac's like, what the hell? And then he just shoots Vile in the head. Couldn't see the explosion because it was all contained in the helmet. Vile's like, what the hell? And then Miley Cyrus comes in and she's singing her shit. And then Mac's like, no, 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 no. Then he overkills that bit. He calls in the fish fister. He gets 1,238 hit combo on her. He was a monster. A freaking monster. So then after she dies, she transforms into Hannah Montana, and she has like fist rockets. And Mac's like, what the hell? I gotta fight freaking Hannah Montana. And then she shoots the hell out of everything, singing her horrible song in the background. But luckily, Flame Hyanard comes out of nowhere and drowns out the horrible sing. Burn, burn, burn to the ground. And then he kills Hannah Montana. She's dead. She burns to the ground. And then Flame Hyanard's like, oh, it hurts, it hurts. Matt's like, what the hell? He doesn't even hear what's wrong with him. And now, Matt can just leave. Flame Hyanard's like, what the hell? I saved your life and you leave the hell. And then Zero comes back. He's like, great news, it's time for me to appear in another game. Matt just face problems. He's like, what the hell? What are we doing? And Sigma is like, we have to defeat Zero. And then Matt's like, Sigma, what the hell? And then a dolphin girl comes out of nowhere and she's like, I hear a voice head and I have to kill you. And then Shadow comes out of nowhere and he's like, I'm the ultimate life form. And Joe's like, no, I am the ultimate. Shadow's like, what the hell?
My name
Then
is
Tails
Shadow.
comes out of nowhere. He's farting while flying and it causes him to die. Farts, he blows up. And everyone is like, what the hell? What the hell?
It was complete.
What the hell? And then, a funeral for him. And Sigma's like, that. Matrix comes in. He's like, oh yeah, kill everyone. Then Mac wakes up. Wakes up and goes like, what the hell? And his mom's like, it's time for dinner. And he's like, what the hell? Tonight we're having meatloaf. What the hell? And your cousins are coming to visit. What the hell? Matt finally commits suicide. And he's like, that's it. The story is over. I have no idea what I'm going to do with life. I'm going to heaven. Then, sadly, he sees Scanty and like knee socks there, and she's like, "Did you follow the rules?" And Mac's like, "What? Like you had to follow the rules?" And like, "What the hell?" Then they kill him, and he goes to hell.
Oh my
And
god.
Alright, I'm done. Yep.
101! What the hell? Peace slave.